So I've heard that the PS5 is looking to have some pretty amazing performance. If we go to check a look on Firefox, we can see there that we've got PS5, specs, release date, news, rumors, and more. Sony, leaks and rumors. Rumors and release date. 6 things that need to be featured in the PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 rumors, everything you need to know. There's a lot of talk about the PS5 at the moment. PS5 latest news, Sony confirms PlayStation 5 but doesn't give it a name just yet. So we know that there is going to be a new one. New hardware is coming. Yes. It's amazing. When is it coming out? How powerful will PlayStation 5 be? So this was in October. Let's have a look at the Xbox One X. It has an 8-core, 2.3 GHz CPU paired with 12 GB of DDR5 memory and a GPU supporting 40 compute units operating at 1172 MHz. Now that's kind of neat. That makes sense for a 4K 60 device. 12 GB of DDR5, GDDR5 memory is fantastic. The Xbox One X currently retails for $450. It might do. And it's looking like people want the PS4 backward compatibility. The thing that's kind of got me going a little bit is this. The fact that people are thinking that this is the 20th of the 12th. There are rumors that it would be able to run at 8K. Love the
Greetings! Today we're celebrating a major milestone.
Stop. So people are talking about the fact that this was in December. The last one that we looked at was in October, so it's a bit more recent, as in a few days ago recent. People are still talking, like this is the guy from another Activision and Ubisoft is saying it's probably going to be backwards compatible. I would say that it would have to be in order for there not to be a need to have a PS4 Pro, because I don't see how this PS5 is going to be that much more amazing than the PS4 Pro. The PS4 Pro is already quite cool. You know, it already does 4K to a certain extent. They're talking about this 120 FPS display that can do 8K. I'm not sure if they're separate or if they're like if it's mutually exclusive, that it either does 8K or 120 FPS, like if it upscales from 4K. I want to just first of all remind everyone about the viewing distance. If we look at viewing distance, the minimum distance, the audience should sit at least this distance from the screen. So with an 8K monitor like this, you should be at least 0.63 meters away from it. Yeah. So this is calculated on the peripheral vision field of the human eye. So if you're any closer than 0.63 meters to the screen, you're not going to see everything at 40 inches, and even then, like, imagine a 40-inch monitor. It's to be quite big, wouldn't it? But I'd say a lot of these are going to be 60-inch monitors. So 60 inches, you need to be at least a meter away. So the maximum distance is 2.55 meters. So like if you've got a 60-inch monitor, then you need to be at least like within the 2.55 meters in order to get the most out of it. Like this is the kind of stuff that like theaters adhere to. Whereas if we were to compare that to like 38402160 updated data, I think this is the one that matters. So this visual acuity. So like I think this one, these two are just talking about the actual like size of the screen itself. But this visual acuity here is the one we want to focus on. So we'll do the 8K again, but just your visual acuity, you need to be at least 1.22 meters away to notice a difference. If the screen is 40, it's 0.79 meters. So you need to be at least you'll notice a difference if you're within 0.79 meters of the resolution. Yeah, you need to be this close to the screen in order to notice a difference in terms of pixel length. So like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, there's not really much of a difference between 4K and 8K in terms of like where you're seeing it. You won't notice a difference. Like if you're sitting on a couch, you'd have to be 0.44 meters away to see a difference, like to see the individual pixels, which is very close. And if you're playing on a television like a PS4 or something like that, you're not going to really notice a difference. If we if we have a look at this, and then 216, oh, you'd need to be 8 meters or like 0.8 meters away, and I can guarantee that the majority of people playing on these big screens, especially if they're going to like 60, let's just say 50, say a 50-inch 4K television, they're going to be more than a meter away from the screen, so they're not going to notice the difference between 4K and 8K. So let's be real here, okay? There's really no need for there to be a focus on 8K at this point in time. It'd be better to have a focus on like 4K 120 FPS consistent, as well as high settings. Because I feel like if you're gonna aim for the medium 100 FPS 80, you're gonna need some really powerful, expensive hardware in there. I'm not entirely sure if it's really necessary. It's kind of crazy, I think, as well, to think about the fact that like AMD have been creating 12GB DDR5 GPU units for Xbox One X's. 12 gigs of GDDR5 is really, that's considering it's like $500 or $600 New Zealand dollars, like maybe $700 max. That's really good, considering that an 8GB, like a 1070 discrete graphics card is like $700-800 NZD. So like for arguably a better experience, like a higher performance, you're probably going for that 12 gig GDDR5, and it's cheaper. The console itself, including that thing, is cheaper than the discrete graphics card. But anyways, this is speculation. I know there's already been a lot of videos about it, but I think this is the hype train. Next gen 8K console, people are already hyping up to be 8K. Just stop. Please, just stop. There's no need to do this, okay? We need to think about this. If they are going to market it on 8K, they are going to raise the price through the roof. They're going to do that. Because there is no need for 4K. When you're far enough away from the television, you could probably still get away with 1080p 60 in a lot of situations, depending on the distance you are away from the television. You know, if you've got like a 50 to 60, yeah, 4K is completely fine, but the difference between 8K and 4K is just, you can't tell. You can't tell the difference between the two. So there's really no point in them marketing this 8K thing, if they do, because this is rumors, aside from the fact they are just trying to drive up hype. And I know that there are going to be many people who, with disposable income, who will just be able to pre-order and buy off the bat. How many games do you think are going to be able to run 120 FPS 8K in a console? How many games, apart from console-based MMORPGs, older titles? So I would say that may be something that they market. Hey, look, we've upscaled to 8K on a lot of these games, older games. You should try them again. I can see that maybe being something they do, where they upscale older games to 8K. But then what they're going to do is, because they know that people will get very excited, they'll price it at an 8K console's price, and then Xbox will be forced to make an 8K console, and then a whole lot of consoles will be made. Well, they should know, because Xbox are planning on releasing, reportedly that they're planning on releasing a lot of different consoles to suit different margins. Microsoft is being a lot smarter about this than PS5, Sony, if this is true. And again, let's just discard the hype. Let's just not bother with the hype. Okay, we don't need to bother with the hype. The hype is what gets people disappointed. If you just accept it for what it is and buy it when it comes out, after having seen what people do with it, I feel like that's the best way of doing it. I think we need to stop with this as well. People are just trying to get people to clickbait. They're just trying to, this is clickbait. You have no proof that it's 8K. Just because for all you know, they could have put a 2080 Ti in that thing. They could have just, what they could have done is they could have literally done anything to get that sort of performance. There's no mention of the hardware yet, so there's nothing that they've got to stick to. So they could have put like SLI 2080 Ti's in there and gotten that game running on a PS4 or a PS5 shell, or just a concept shell, and gotten that working at that frame rate. SLI 2080 Ti's would probably be able to run 8K 120 FPS. And they've got the money to be able to do that, and because there are no set hardware, then they can just say, oh well, we felt that it would be too expensive, so we decided to change the hardware. Like, it's this kind of stuff. People need to be careful. And the only reason I know about this is because of the fact that so many people have been talking about this PS5 in 8K, 240 FPS I saw on UFD Tech or something like that. Let's just make it. I'm going to stick to my New Year's resolution of not pre-ordering this if it comes out in 2019. But I can't even see a point of wanting it. I can't even see a point of buying it. I think a better way of doing things would have been to make a PS4 Pro that you could customize and put stuff in, like actually make it give people like the ability to put a discrete GPU in there if they want to, you know, so they can get that extra goodness. I know they're using AMD APUs, so maybe make a PS4 Pro. No, you can't really do that, can you? Because you've already put out the Pro version. Because that was supposed to be the top. So yeah, I don't know. Let's just make a point of just chilling on these rumors. I don't think it'll be 8K 120 FPS. I think there's some shenanigans going on there. Even if they do think that is the case, it will be new hardware that we haven't seen yet, so we don't have proof that it even exists yet. So thank you very much for watching. Just sobering up a few people who are maybe getting on that hype train. The hype train is bad. It's bad. It's cool to get excited, but like to believe in things that don't exist yet, it's not good. Let's just chill. Okay. See you later, and bye bye.